Hello, my lovely friends! Hope you're fine and doing well, and welcome to the beautiful world of the French language. Today, we want to talk about some basics like alphabets and French pronunciation rules. So, let us enter the castle and enjoy this wonderful journey together. There are 26 letters in French language alphabet. Let's check them one by one.
A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z.
And these 6 letters are vowels. Why do we need to know that? Because of the next page, the rule of contraction. Contraction rule in French. What does it mean? Whenever we see 2 vowels in French, we eliminate the first one and put an apostrophe instead. Let's check the example together.
Je appelle.
Here, I can see 2 vowels, E and A. So, the first one must be replaced with an apostrophe.
J'appelle. Ce et.
Also here, I can see 2 E, 2 vowels, so the first one must be replaced with an apostrophe.
C. Je habite.
Although H is not considered as a vowel, but usually in French language it functions like a vowel, and the previous letter needs to be replaced with an apostrophe.
J'habite.
As I said, H usually functions as a vowel in contraction rule, but usually, because actually there are 2 types of H in French language. Now, I don't want to open this discussion right now. Just let's memorize this particular word because the rule of contraction doesn't apply here.
La haine.
Remember that H is always mute. Now, let's talk about pronunciation rules in French. Number 1, Uncle R. This is probably a little bit difficult for us because we are not used to it. But let's do our best to pronounce it just like a native French speaker.
R. Rue. Gare. Règle.
Number 2, Mr. S. If it is between 2 vowels, then it has a Z sound. For example,
maison,
and if it is between a vowel and a consonant, then it has S sound.
pasteur,
And the last one, double S, always sound like S.
aussi,
Number 3, Aunt C. If there is an E after C, it sounds like S.
cerise,
If there is an I after C, it also sounds like S.
citron,
And finally, if there is a Y after C, it also sounds like S.
cylindre,
And if there is anything else after C, it sounds like K.
collège, crème, canard, cuisine,
But there's one question. What if I need S sound, but there is no E, I, or Y after C? In this case, we add this beautiful small hook under the C, and it sounds always as S, no matter what comes after.
français, commençant,
Number 4, cousin G. If there is an E after G, it sounds like J.
rouge,
If there is an I after G, it also sounds like J.
girafe,
And finally, if there is a Y after G, it also sounds like J.
gymnastique,
And if there is anything else after G, it sounds like G.
garçon, gratuit, gomme, glace,
Are you waiting for that small hook to be added to cousin G? Well, I'm sorry, because cousin G didn't accept it. Number 5, brother U.
U, 8, université, tu,
Number 6, sister GN.
ni, agneau, montagne, peigne,
Now, I want to share with you a rule of thumb. Usually, in French language, either we do not pronounce the last letter of the words, or we pronounce it as if we are shy. For example, we do not pronounce this word neither non nor no, but non. Like we are a bit shy to pronounce the last N. Again, non. Next one, it is not jeter, it's actually jeter. We do not pronounce the final letter, so we do not pronounce R. We say jeter. And the last one, it is not appeler, it's actually appeler. Again, we do not pronounce the final R. So here, I want to remind myself a few tips. Learning a new language is not a one-day or one-night project. It requires time, dedication, and consistency. To learn a new language, I have 2 rules which I want to share with you. Rule number 1. Have you ever thought about how you learned your own language in your own country? Did you take any courses to speak your own language? Well, I guess not. We actually learned it by making tons of mistakes, and there was always somebody around to correct us immediately. So, rule number 1 says, to learn a new language, act like a child. Do not be afraid of making mistakes. Do not be shy. Do not expect to pronounce all French words like a native after a while. Well, if it happens, that's awesome, good for you. And if it didn't, try again. And try again, and do not be afraid of making mistakes. And remember that physically we are all the same. If I can pronounce re like French people, or je like Spanish people, or ar like Italian people, you can do it too. Just because you're not used to it, it doesn't mean you cannot. Try it. You can. So, to learn a new language, act like a child. Make tons of mistakes with no fear, and correct yourself immediately. Rule number 2. Be a good actor or actress. It means that listen very carefully and try to imitate French speakers as precise as you can. After a while, you will see that you do not need any magic trick. You are the magic trick. Remember that French language is full of exceptions, and that is exactly why it's so beautiful. Now we're all set. Let's enjoy the rest of our journey together.